Well, shalom, shalom, everyone. This is Israel with another Sabbath class. We welcome you all to our class today. It is a beautiful Sabbath. The sun is shining, and we're really excited. We have so many things that we have to talk about. We just made some confessions that we brought on that I want to put on the record about the birthday cake and the candles. We do not do candles. We do not make wishes. Israel does not do that. So I just want to make that known because that was something that came up in one of our other sessions. And the Most High kind of checked me on that one. We don't make wishes with birthday candles. We don't do all those things. Also, we want to say if you want to register for the 2018 State of the Nation address, you're welcome to go on our website and register so we'll know how many people are coming. People are registering. We did get that. We have a database with everyone's name in it and what's going on, and we'll be sending you updates as we get them to let you know the location, the time. It will definitely be the weekend of Labor Day. I can tell you that. So I just want to make sure you have that information. Please feel free to go on our website and register. It is www.NOY for Nation of Yehudah, and then the word monarch, MONARCH.US. If you want to come this year, we would love to have you. We're going to sit down and talk about the 2019 Day of Repentance. This will be our last State of the Nation before we all gather together to go before the Most High. So I just wanted to say that. Shashar say, are we still allowed to say happy birthday to Relly? Yes, of course. Of course you are. We just don't want to do anything, that would cause to be pagan of any kind. Gifts, if you want to buy somebody a gift for their birthday, absolutely. I'm not turning down no gifts. So I'm just letting you know, mine is coming up this year, but we're all right. And I'm only 56. I'm not 57. I want to make that clear, too. So I just want to clear that up. But break the ice and just have a good time. So I'm really excited about the class today. Let's see. We're going to open up the screen so you guys can see it. If you have noise in the background, please put your phone on mute. Please put your phone on mute. We go through this every week, and every week we have to stop the presentation and go into what somebody is doing and put their phone on mute because they just are not doing it. So I just want to make sure we do that. I want to can you guys see the screen? No. Can I?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it.
Very long.
Okay, so we're going over the dietary law today. This is going to be very fun. It's going to be very interesting. I have a lot of pictures. But let me tell you, for you all who cannot see the screen, we're in the Bible. We're going to be in the Bible, so you can open up your Bible. And if we call out something that you can't see or you don't understand, you can Google it and see the picture with your computer if you have a computer. If you want to participate and see the screen, we ask you to email us at the Yehudah Project at gmail.com. And Yehudah is the THEYEHUDAH Project PROJECT at gmail.com. You do that, I will direct you to the School of Knowledge. They will contact you and get you ready and send you the information so you'll be ready to see the screen. Okay, so the dietary law. We're going over the laws now. Last week we went into the Noahic covenant and what was important about that because in the Noahic covenant, meat came back on the table. So now we're going to talk about the things that you can and cannot eat. I want to let you know, too, if you want a list of the dietary law, of the things that you can and cannot eat, email us at the Yehudah Project. For those who are still waiting on the survival list, we have not forgot about you. We will be sending that to you as well. We're just trying to revise it so that you'll have more things on it than what we had before. But this dietary law, we have it here. It's all over the Internet. But if you want us to personally send it to you, just email us at the Yehudah Project, and we will email you the dietary law, the dietary items and the things. All right, here we go. The Israelites, Mount Sinai. The Israelites were given a set of dietary laws at Mount Sinai. Watch. Leviticus chapter 10, we're going to verses 10 through 11. It says, Leviticus chapter 10, verse 10. He said, and that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and between clean and unclean, and that ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which the Most High has spoken unto them by the hand of Moshe. Okay, we're going to inherit the land. Now we're going to Leviticus chapter 20. Like I said, I don't want to put too much on you. I got a certain set of slides we're going to do because you will not be able to retain all this information. I hope you have a pen and a notebook or paper where you can write these scriptures down. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 24. He says, inherit the land. He said, but I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I don't know who that is with you. Would you keep your phone on mute? It says, I am the Most High, your Elohim, which have separated you from other people. So we have been separated, and I know the people of the other nations don't want to hear this. They get upset when we talk about this, but this is what the scripture says. We are separated from the other people. He does not look at us the same way he looks at the other nation. All right, here we go. He said, ye shall therefore put difference between clean beast and unclean, between unclean fowl and clean. So he has us to say he has separated us as a people, and we have a dietary law that he has given us. The things that we can eat and the things that we cannot eat, we are to put a difference between those things. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, let me start again. The laws were instituted when we became a nation.
Yes, inside.
Okay, last week there was no kind of distinction between what we eat under Noah and the laws he gave Noah. We can eat clean and unclean food at that time, right?
Right, because he hadn't chosen Israel yet.
Okay, he hadn't chosen us yet. Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
He hadn't chosen Israel yet as a nation. You know,
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Could you eat salmon?
We're going to get to that. I got your whole list. Just hold tight. I got everything that you can and cannot eat.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so they hadn't chosen. He hadn't chosen us as a nation yet. They had just got off of the ark. The world. He told them to replenish and multiply. And we did verify that the God of Shem was the God that Noah acknowledged that he was the God that they were dealing with. So you know that Shem is the ancestor of Abraham. Abraham came through the lineage of Shem. So we have to walk down through those things that when he introduced himself to Abraham, and he introduced himself to Isaac, and he introduced himself to Jacob, that once Jacob had those 12 sons, we all know the story of how they ended up in Egypt. Then when he brought them out of Egypt, he declared them to be a nation, and this is where he gives us the dietary law. Any more questions? Okay, here we go. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. So there are things that he said, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Most High, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that you should be mine. So does everybody understand now why we have the dietary law and not the other nations? They can eat all of the unclean things. They're not violating anything. we cannot eat it. Any questions? All right, here we go. Now,
can you give me that scripture again, please?
This is Leviticus chapter 10, verses, I think it's 20. Let me go back. 24 through 26. Leviticus chapter 20. I'm sorry. Leviticus chapter 20, verses 24 through 26. Leviticus chapter 20, verses 24 through 26.
Thank you.
And to understand how important we are to the Most High. And the other nations get upset now. Now we're being called the identity extremists, and we this kind of extremists because nobody wants to accept the fact that Yah has a people that he has called unto himself, that he has separated from all the other people of the whole earth. So you can't get upset when you see the other people eating snails and catfish and lobster tails and all that. They're not going to get in trouble.
Because they didn't have a covenant.
Exactly. Exactly. They did not have a covenant.
And they're already in trouble.
Yeah, that too. But yeah. All right, so here we go. Understanding those things, we are moving to Leviticus chapter 11. This is where the dietary law is, and we're going to go through some more chapters where it is next week. There's no way to do this in 1 week. It's just not possible. It's too much. So here we go. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. We're going to do the whole chapter. So pull your Bibles out and get your paper and pencil ready so we know what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat. And for some people, it's going to be very difficult because we have eaten these things our whole lives. But guess what? We're living in the land of our captors, which they can eat this stuff. So they're not going to separate a certain diet away from you. We eating what they eating. You know, so we have to make sure of that. So here we go. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. It says, And the Most High spake unto Moshe and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So now let me say this. There are a lot of Israelites who are vegetarians and, vegans and all that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, that is great. But there is no law saying we cannot eat meat. The Most High makes a distinction of the beast that we can eat that he considers clean on the earth. All right, here we go. Verse 3. It says, Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Let me show you. It says definition, a cloven hoof or a cleft hoof, divided hoof or split hoof is a hoof split into two toes. Example of mammals that possess this type of hoof are cattle, deer, antelope, gazelles, goats, and sheep. There's cattle. That's what the cattle look at. Look at how the toes are split. The toes are split by two. Watch. Here we go. That's what it looks like under the bottom. It's split in half right there. The ball of it is here. Then they have those on that side. This is how it looks in some cases. This is a different hoof. For you all who can't see the screen, all you got to do is type in cloven foot and pull it up on Google, and you'll be able to see the pictures that we're looking at in images. You'll be able to see it. That's all I'm showing is images that I pulled off the internet to show people what they look like. Here's another one. Here's how they look on the ground. This is what they look like. Mm-hmm. And so some of you all country folks, you know what it is. Some people own farms. You already know. This is the bull. or the oxen. There he has the same thing. Yeah. All right, now when you chew the cud, this is the esophagus of the cow. Is Brother Donnie out here? He may not have made it today. I think he went out of town. This is the esophagus. The food goes down. It goes around. And then it comes this way. I'm getting ready to show you what that means here. It says, when the cow first chews and swallows a mouthful of grass, boluses enter the rumen and the reticulum. It says symbiotic bacteria and protists digest this cellulose-rich meal, secreting fatty acids. Periodically, the cow regurgitates and re-chews the cud, which further breaks down the cellulose fibers. The cow then re-swallows the cud, which moves to the omasum, where water is removed. The cud with many microorganisms pass to the abdomen from digestion by the cow's enzymes. So he chews it, it goes through the process, he regurgitates it back up, he chews it again, and it goes back down through the stomach process. That's what it means when it says chew the cud. Any questions? And that's the system.
I was going to ask, was beef, are all animals considered beef? I know we can say beef, right?
He just calls it beast. So
okay.
They're not necessarily beef, you know what I'm saying? He just calls them beef.
Beast. Cattle. That I guess that's included. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's what it means. Brother Donnie, I told us they have two stomachs. And the food goes down into one, chews it up, he chews it up, it goes down, it comes back up again, he chews it again, and then he swallows it again. Okay, and this is another one. Chewing the cud is when the grass is regurgitated and chewed by the flat molars and the premolars. It says a cow makes between 40,000 and 60,000 jaw movements a day chewing. All right. These are the clean meats you can eat. Antelope, buffalo, deer, elk, giraffe, goat, moose, sheep, lamb, and cow. Now, they said that you can't get it. You really can't get giraffe meat because it's considered a protected species. Any questions? All right, we're going to keep going. Here we go. He said, verse 4, he said, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divideth the hoof. As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So you can't handle camel. He has the two stomachs, but his feet are not cut. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And that's when I pulled up a coney, that's what it looked like. I don't know if that's what images or not. It kind of reminds you of a rabbit almost. I couldn't find a pony. I don't know what it was, but that basically you can't have it. Because they chew the cud, they have the stomach, but they can't. Their hoof is not divided. Okay, the hare, the rabbit. The hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And this is what it says. It says, how can cows digest cellulose efficiently? And we went through the symbiotic bacteria in the stomachs help digest cellulose and rich meals. Rabbit versus cow adaptation. The rabbits eat feces versus chew the cud. So the rabbits eat their own, you know what. And that is a hare, and that is a rabbit. And so many of us used to eat rabbit. And so many of us celebrate the rabbit on Easter. the people who are supposed to be the people of the Most High God. They celebrating an unclean animal and lying about the fact that he lays eggs, because bunnies don't lay eggs. Bunnies lay bunnies. Any questions? Well, y'all quiet today. All right, the pig. Uh-oh. The pig, the swine. He's verse 7. He said, and the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. There he is. See his little feet divided? He got that little extra back there. There goes the divided hoof.
Yeah, I want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they said that you can pray over the pig and make him clean.
That ain't what this say.
I know. I'm just saying that what Gentiles say. You pray over the pig and make him clean.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Is it okay for the Gentile to eat the pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can eat it. But
like we said before, they didn't have a covenant with the Lord, so they can eat. They can celebrate.
They can eat all of it.
Oh, yeah.
They can eat it all. But we cannot eat it.
Right, because we doing a covenant, so
yeah.
It's against our rule. We can't do it.
That's right. And I have it.
Yeah, that's why they told us we're Gentiles. We think we Gentile.
I know, but they told us that at first it threw us off. That was just a mind trick, because they didn't want us to find out who we was. Because once we find out who we was, they get afraid of it. They get scared.
A lot of preachers in the church tell you pray over your food because all flesh is clean. Come on, Christ said all flesh is clean.
No, you can't make it clean because if the Lord said it wasn't clean at first, you can't pray over to make it clean.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah. Because what does he say? He said, I'm Yah and I change not.
Right. He's always the same God.
That's right. Absolutely. So that is a very good point, and people have to understand that there's no other way around it. And guess what? Some people know they're Israelites, and they don't want to stop eating this stuff.
Because they want to go by tradition. Once you find out what the Lord wants you to do, you need to do it, because that's why we over here on the Master right today for being stiff-necked. We must learn to listen and do what the Lord says.
That's right. Absolutely.
We must do that. We must, because we can take our place.
That's right. Absolutely.
And Jesus really did not talk to the Gentiles.
Say that again, Sister Latanya.
I said Jesus was not talking to the Gentiles. He was talking to the Israelites.
Absolutely. 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 And it's still about us, but guess what? When, like Brother Leonard said, Leonard, didn't you tell me that they brought the pig with us to this country?
Right. They brought him on the boat. We was on the same boat.
So it wasn't even a native animal of this land. He was transported here with us so that we could break the law.
Okay.
But was that an animal over in Africa, on that continent?
Yeah.
Or did it come from Europe?
Well, guess what? He had to be over there with us for the Most High to tell us not to eat it, because if it wasn't around, we wouldn't have to eat. We wouldn't have to know one way or the other. But I think what it was that when we came over here into this captivity, if we didn't know who we were, and by the time the generations passed, because they didn't give us that much to eat in the first place. So all of the stuff that they was eating anyway, to us, we longed for it, because we didn't get a very good meal in the first place on the way over here. And once we got here, they fed us enough to keep us going, which I thought was like oatmeal and some other stuff they gave us. But animals and stuff like that, we didn't get that kind of stuff.
Right. They crossbred him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And my grandma said, My grandma said that when they was growing up and their mothers and them was growing up, they used to throw the intestines to the pig out on the ground and get rid of it, and they would pick it up and clean it and eat it. And now they selling them in the grocery store. I don't know how much they cost because I don't eat that stuff, but yeah.
It had to be over there with our people because remember when Christ cast those demonic spirits out of the wood gentlemen, they went into those pigs and ran and jumped off that cliff.
That's true.
Right.
Very true. So, I mean, these are the things, like I said, and what would that do to the pig market if 500,000 people stop eating it? Here we go.
They would get healthy.
Second.
They would get healthy.
I mean, I know, but the people will look at how much money they would lose. This is big business. I know.
I have some.
Anyway, guess what? This is Porkopolis. Everything is made out of pork. So you have to really be careful when you're eating hot dogs or hot nuts or whatever. You got to make sure that they ain't encased in pork skin.
And you have to be careful when
you got to be careful. They put pork in everything.
If you call yourself eating meatballs, you got to be careful because they mix pork in the meatballs. You know?
Yeah. Especially the ones already pre-made. She said they mix pork in the meatballs, the pre-made meatballs anyway. I remember I used to eat chicken liver. I don't know if you guys know about that. They call it Braunschweiger or something, and it was brown and had that yellow skin on the top of it, and they would slice it, and I would buy so much and eat it with a cracker. Yeah. And one day I was in Kroger's, and I asked the lady, I said, what's in it? And everybody behind the counter stopped. That was the first red flag. And then she turned around and said, do you really want to know? That was the second red flag. I said, yes. And when she got finished telling me how much meat was mingled in that, I told her, you can keep that. I don't think so. And I've never bought any more since.
Yep.
Yeah, they make it fake, gluing the meat together.
Yeah.
They're using glue to make steak.
Oh, my goodness.
And another thing, if you eat those beef sticks, you got to read the label because they're mixed with pork.
Right.
Like the gems and those kind of snacks.
Yep.
I used to eat those.
So it takes something to be able to follow these laws in this society because you're around the people who's allowed to eat it.
Yeah.
They're allowed to eat this stuff, so they're not going to make a special diet for you. You're going to have to be able to go through and say, no, I can't do that. And then they get mad when you don't eat it. Oh, this is it. And then even all this is unclean. Oh, you got a plate with bacon and eggs and tomatoes on it. Why is the whole plate unclean?
Because it's on there with the bacon.
It's on there with the bacon. Yep. Exactly. You got bacon and sunny side up eggs with hash brown and toast. This whole thing is unclean.
Sister, isn't that why we have to go back to the wilderness?
Well, we're going back to the wilderness to get away from here, but we definitely will eat different when we get there because he said it's going to be like the Garden of Eden. He's going to grow up special trees and all kind of stuff for us to be able to eat the right way.
Right, but I'm saying what I'm saying is we have to go back to the wilderness to learn the ways of Yah, the real ways of Yah.
The real way, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
For sure, no doubt. And this is the stuff we order at the restaurants.
And you have to be careful in the restaurant. If you order a steak, they might cook that steak on the same grill that they cook the bacon.
I'm getting there. I'm on my way there. Trust me when I tell you. I'm on my way.
All right.
And here we go. Watch this. Pork chops. Boy, I used to love pork chops, man. I used to make a mean pot of pork chops, and I found out it was unclean. I didn't have no problem stopping. People claim they cannot stop eating this stuff.
They have to be willing.
You know what? I used to go to Red Lobster, and I love me some lobster tail. But I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago, the taste left. I didn't like them no more. And I found out, I said, these are bottom feeders.
Yes, they are.
Right.
So that was
we on our way there too. We covering it all. This chapter covers it all.
And that was easy for me to give up.
And see, I know people that say, I just can't quit eating bacon. I can't. It's like, okay, well, all right then. Pork chops. Why?
They get turkey bacon.
What you say, ma'am?
They can get turkey bacon.
Exactly. They don't like that. They say, I don't like turkey bacon. I done tried it. I don't say, okay, well, I'm worried. You worry about you. Okay. Leviticus 11, verse 8. It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. And boy, I'm telling you, my grandma used to tell my uncle all the time, can you pick up me some bacon from when you go to the grocery store? He was like, no, I'm not touching it. And she would get so mad. You can touch it. You own all that old Israelite stuff. He said, I'm not touching it. You're not even supposed to touch it. Here's the unclean meat. You got pork, you got monkey, you got bears, lions, tigers, leopards, camels, horses, kangaroo, wallaby, possums, gophers, squirrels, donkey, mule, wombat, beaver, moles, weasels, ferrets, hares, rabbits, mice, rats, rock hyrax, dogs, cats, pigs, /swine.
You know what, sister?
It's all food.
You know what, sister? You didn't name one thing that I have a taste for. Not one.
That's because it's all food.
It's all his food. Guess what? We're among him, so this is what we have been fed. We're in the land with the other nations, the Gentiles, and they are allowed to eat this stuff. Watch what it says. Here's the end time prophecy. Isaiah chapter 66, verses 15 through 17. This is what's going to happen to those of us that get caught eating this stuff. It says, for behold, the Most High will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with his fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Most High shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Most High.
So that means you can't eat no Chinese food then.
Ain't no telling what's in it. I mean, you eat it, you enter at your own risk. I mean, it's pretty much like that.
I don't think I'm going to take that chance.
You know? I mean, we went to a restaurant one time, man, the wings were so big, they looked like hawk wings. I said, it ain't no bird that big.
It's like one time I looked on the internet, they were showing where they had rats in a 5-gallon bucket. They were killing them, and they were getting them ready to clean them, get ready to, sell them at a Chinese restaurant. They turned me against that right there. I ain't ate no more Chinese food.
And say it tastes like chicken. It's like, no, I'm good.
Hey, Sister Yehudah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What about the chickens, the fowls and all that? I don't recall seeing those on the list.
I'm on my way there.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We haven't. This is covering everything. Because that's in a totally different category.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much.
I'm on my way there. I promise you, I am. All right, here we go. The sea, the water, the seas, and rivers. The things that are in the rivers. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters and in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And this is what a fin looks like. It's got to have a little fan on top of him. This is a fin. Those are the scales, the tail, and the gill, and all of that. That's the parts of the fish. Here's another one. Here's a fin. This is what you call a fin. Look like a little fan on the top of their back. And then you got the scales, and then you got the gulpies and whatever. That's a part of the fish. Here's a clean list. I have a list with more on there than just these, but I couldn't get them all on here. Albacore, mackerel, olive wives, red herring, anchovy, baruca, blueback. Barracuda, yeah, thank you. Blueback, bass, black drum, blackfish, bluebill, sunfish, bluefish. And I just grabbed some of them. Sucker, tarpon, trout, tuna, albacore tuna, as they said, is clean. Bluefin tuna is clean. And yellowfin tuna is clean. Tuna, shipjack tuna is clean. Walleye, weakfish, whitefish, white sucker, whiting, silver hawk, and yellow perch. These are just some of them. I have a larger thing than this. I just had to put some on there. He said, now, remember Isaiah 7:66 said the abomination. And I was like, what is the abomination? There are some that he considers an abomination. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 10. He said, and all that have not fins and scales in the sea and in the river, of all that move in the water, of any living thing which is in the water, they shall be an abomination unto you. He says, verse 11, they shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass in abomination. Watch. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination unto you. Here we go, the unclean fish. Abalone, bullhead, catfish, clam, crab, crayfish, eel, krill, lobster, moonfish, mussel, octopus, oysters, paddlefish, scallops, sculpin, shark, shrimp, squid, stickleback, sturgeon, which they call caviar, swayfish, which is in the catfish family, swordfish, whale. I used to love catfish. Oh my goodness, I used to make a catfish and a crab pasta salad to go. Oh my goodness, it was just delicious. Until I figured out we weren't supposed to eat it.
You know what I'm not seeing is salmon.
Why?
Got another name.
It's not clean. Salmon isn't clean?
Yeah, it's clean. She's clean.
Yeah, salmon. Yeah, salmon.
I didn't have enough space to put it all on there. But
I remember salmon don't have fins on it.
But let me say this about salmon. They're making salmon that is genetically modified with other fish.
Oh, wow.
But that's ill, though.
He leaves well enough alone. Damn.
Well, you have to
I was trying to clear it up too, man. But got to tell it where it is.
No.
Is it clean?
Hold on, I got so many people talking. Let me see. Okay. Let me get to some of the little ladies that's quiet. I heard you, brother, ask you if it's clean. Hold on. I heard Sister Natanya, and I heard somebody else.
Me.
Okay.
Now, I was just saying, salmon is safe to eat, right?
Yes, they say it is clean.
Okay, because
I don't like salmon, so I mean, that's not an issue for me. But they say salmon is clean.
Yeah, okay. And I would say that if you try to get the wild salmon, wild Alaskan salmon, or something like that, then you're better than this farm-raised stuff that they're dealing with.
Okay, she said wild-raised rather than farm-raised. Okay.
That's why it costs more, because the farm-raised salmon, they feed a pig to get it fat.
Yeah.
The wild caught, they just getting it out the ocean.
They clone.
Yeah, and they cloning it too. I mean, you know, you just have to.
Well, they cloning all of them though.
No,
everything on this list.
They're not
clean
cloning all the fish.
Is cloning.
No, they're not.
Yes, they do. You think they don't, girl? They injecting everything. I'm telling you, they trying to take us out. They doing that to everything.
They are not cloning every fish. Now, I would say that because some of these ocean fish that you have in the ocean, you know, there's no way for them to do that. Now, they may be exposed to some things that are not healthy, but they're not cloning every fish. That would be impossible to do that in the environment they may be cloning more than just salmon, but I don't believe they cloning every fish. It's too many of them.
They cloning more than just salmon. If they can clone a person, they can clone a fish.
Yeah, they clone the ones that farm raised.
Right.
Yeah, that farm raised stuff.
Somebody said earlier that
they're cloning eel and salmon
together. Right? Yeah, it was one of the two that they were putting. Eel and salmon, they're putting together.
Oh, Lord.
Somebody said earlier that salmon doesn't have scales. Yes, they do.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They got scales?
Yes, you can Google that. I mean, I've cleaned salmon before and taken the scales off.
Yeah, and I lived just about all my life in Alaska, and I know that salmon got scales.
Okay, so there's a rainbow trout that don't have scales in, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I really don't. I mean,
I think they do. I think rainbow trout has scales.
Yeah, if it's a trout, it got scales.
Yeah.
What about tilapia?
That
ain't even real.
That's farm raised.
Tilapia is a man-made fish. That ain't even come from y'all.
It's a backdoor catfish. The backdoor catfish.
It's a catfish.
Yeah, it's backdoor catfish.
It's a backdoor catfish. It was made.
Oh, okay. I thought that the tilapia came from the Mediterranean.
I heard it came from the Nile River originally.
Right.
But now they're shipping it from South America.
Cod is clean. Whoever just put that in the chat.
It's just like that fish that they had. Remember they showed them pictures of all them dead fish that folks washed up on the shores, and they ain't no wild fish. I told my mama, I said they gonna have them fish in the grocery store in a minute. Watch, they gonna give it a name. I said, because you buy them dead anyway, so it ain't like you know how long they've been dead. And they put them on ice, and then here they come with this new fish called sway fish. And I said, she told me that fish was so good. I said, you don't know where that fish came from. I'm not eating. All right, here go the fowls. Let's do the fowls, the birds, because this is what the sis wanted to ask for about the birds. He said, verse 13, we're in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 13. It says, and these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. Watch. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ossifrage and the osprey. Watch what it says. And he said, the vulture and the kite after his kind. So here's the vulture. Now, they do have a turkey that looks like a turkey, but is really a vulture.
Yes.
How we get to what? Oh, God.
That's a wild turkey.
Yeah, that's a wild.
We have them here. They're here in Texas. I see them all the time.
Yep.
The turkey is in the vulture family.
Here's the vulture.
Really?
And here's another picture of vulture.
Wait. You mean that big bird that they always raving over on Thanksgiving?
Right.
Now, you know, that's a big controversy between Israel and a lot because, you know, their birds are in so many different families, you know, that they say that I've seen a wild turkey, you know, that's from the vulture family. But that's why they say that Israel doesn't do bird or turkey on Thanksgiving. Honestly, I have never researched the turkey on Thanksgiving, so I can't give you any information on it. But I know that this is a vulture, and the Most High said no vultures. We can't eat that.
Another thing you can do is look at their characteristics. Like the brother said earlier, that those shrimp and catfish, they keep the ocean clean. They bottom feeders. Well, right. that's what a hog is.
Yeah.
He do the same thing as fish do in the ocean. But the trick to it is, look at the chicken. He do the same thing too. But he good to eat, but look at what he do. Look at his action.
Yeah, I mean,
he anything. He works on a pig. He'll eat anything. And they brought him over here. He ain't from here.
Here's the raven.
Oh, he's a pig with wings.
Right, exactly. Here's the raven. You can't have raven and eat raven. He said the different birds. He said the owl and the nighthawk and the cockchafer and the hawk after his kind. This is the nighthawk right here. What he looks like. Here's the owl. That's what you can't eat the owl.
Why would you want to eat them things? Like, I don't even understand.
Exactly. Why would you want to eat an owl?
Well, look,
right.
Now, I know some people that have came from the country, and if they ate whatever they caught.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we've been to westernized, cityfied, because they caught it, their mamas cleaned it and cooked it, and they ate. They went out and found stuff to eat, and they found
and they ate a lot of squirrels.
Huh?
They ate a lot of squirrels.
I bet. Oh, my goodness. That ain't, that's a rat with a tail on the end of it to me. It's like,
And possum, too.
Yeah.
Possum and potatoes.
Yeah, we was talking about yesterday. We was talking about Thursday about a reprobate mind. Well, this part of it.
That's just too much. Okay, here we go. All the owl family. He said the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl. That's the cormorant right there, the blackbird. And that's the great owl with the big wings on him. He the big one. You don't eat him. He's unclean. He's an abomination unto you. All right. The water birds, he said the swan, the pelican, and the gear eagle. All right. There's the swan. There's the pelican. All right. And there's the gear eagle right there. Can't eat them. They unclean. They're abomination. That's why I tell you, when he come back and he finds you eating the swine and the abomination and hiding behind the tree eating the mouse, you through.
I know you mentioned something about that.
What?
With the pigs being fed mice. You mentioned that, and you quoted back to a scripture how they would trick us into eating things that is not good for us. Even though we already know that pork is not good, but because they would feed the pork mice, it lines up with scripture saying that when he returns, people will be eating mice and pig, and swine flesh.
Yeah. So it's going to be a really rough time if you hiding behind a tree trying to eat on something. That means you hungry. Go ahead.
Did you ever see Shrek?
Yeah.
That's what he was eating.
Yeah, he was.
Right. And he was a giant.
Yeah.
Right.
And his girlfriend was, too.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying about a reprobate mind.
Okay, I heard a sis say something. What was you saying?
I wanted to say two things. I actually looked up the etymology of turkey because I heard someone some time ago say that turkey was unclean, and it is not. You look at the etymology, it is not in the vulture family. So.
Somebody in the chat said that, too. They grew up on the farm, and they had chickens, and it's not in the vulture family.
No, it's not, because I was thinking, because I eat a lot of turkey. So I was really concerned to the etymology of the bird, and it's not in the vulture family. And also, with regard to the Limba of South Africa, my understanding is that they actually retained an understanding of who they were until they started eating rats. And at that point is where they just kind of lost it, because they violated this dietary law. And Yah said, you're done. And
reprobate man.
That's right.
Wow, they ate rat? Oh, my goodness.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
You know what? If you ever
a pig is a giant rat.
Oh, well, it looks like it to me, sis.
If you ever see the finer restaurants, like those real expensive restaurants, they have all this stuff on the menu. Y'all notice that? It's nasty.
They sure do. Because they consider it to be a delicacy. Like
they eat all kind of stuff.
They don't have the restrictions that we have.
They charge you like $2,000 to eat it. And them white folks be paying that money, sucking that. I mean, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, but sucking that stuff up.
They don't have any restrictions, though. They don't have the dietary law to be able to say we're not supposed. He said, I've separated you from all the people on the earth, that you would be severed from all the people, that you would make the difference between clean and unclean, holy and unholy. He said, for I am holy, and you are going to be holy too. He said, I don't eat it. You're not going to eat it. You can't eat it. He created it, so he knows. All right, here we go. The others. The stork, the heron, after her kind, the lapwing, and the bat. There's your stork. Can't eat her. There's the heron. Can't eat that. There's the lapwing. Can't eat her neither. And you definitely don't want to eat that.
Ugh. That's gross.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Sean, this is Sister Lynn from Colorado. And I had a question. If the eggs that we get from the chicken, if that has blood in it, can we still eat it or do we have to throw it out?
You have to toss that.
I ain't never seen an egg with blood in it.
I have. It has like a little string of blood in it. It's like
little specks. They're like little specks.
Yep. I would throw it out. I wouldn't eat it.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that last week, Leviticus 17, 10, and 14.
Okay, that was Leviticus 17. Okay.
Yeah,
but if you're cooking it, as long as you ain't eating it raw and you cooking the blood, how's that any different than cooking the steak with blood in it?
Yes, I wouldn't even take no chances. Toss it.
No, I just asked.
Yep.
Because it's different than eating a steak with blood in it. You cooking it and you cooking it till it's done, and then you eat it. So if the egg got blood in it, and you cook it till it's done, and you eat it. What's the difference?
Steak in it, blood. You rinse the steak out as much as you can, and you cook it. Yeah. There's a big difference. I wouldn't eat that. I would toss that.
That's right.
It's dead.
I ain't never seen it.
That's another reason why you can't eat.
I ain't never seen an egg with blood in it. But okay.
Well, it has specks. If you look at it, the yolk, it has. Sometimes you'll see it where it has little specks of red on it, or inside of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't take no chance. I'd take that back to the store and get my money back. And
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my grandfather is a farmer, and I spent time on his farm. And if you do not collect the eggs when they're laid, and you allow that hen to sit on them, they will start to develop. And so you can actually find an egg that has blood in it. That means that egg has started to become a chicken. If you leave it too long, you can actually crack an egg at the point where you can find a beating heart inside. And so I don't know about store-bought eggs because my understanding is that they're not fertilized. But when you're dealing with fertile eggs, you start seeing that blood, you know that egg has started to develop. So I don't know if that would even fall into the context of not cooking an animal in its own mother's milk.
On my way there.
Same thing.
I'm on my way there. You know, it's just so, like I said, and like some of these things, like you said, we won't see because we're getting them from a grocery store per se, but when we get to raising them on our own and having our own food supply, these things we have to look out for you can't eat.
Mhm.
You know, and in my opinion, I would just take it back. I wouldn't take any chances. I'd take the whole carton back and give me a new one. You know? I would. I mean, I wouldn't take no chances because the odds of it coming up again would probably be really close. All right, here we go. The creeping things. Now, this is going to get fun. Because guess what? There are some bugs that we can eat. Bugs. Thank you. Watch. He said, walk with 4 legs. All fowl that creep going upon all 4s shall be an abomination unto you. He said, flying creeping things. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all 4s, which have legs above their feet to sleep whereall upon the earth. He said, even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Here's the locust. You can eat him. I don't know who would, but, I mean, I guess.
I was going to buy you some, Yaina. They sell them at the organic store over here, dipped in chocolate. I was going to buy you some and see if you could tell.
Well, didn't John the Baptist eat locust?
Yeah.
Locust and wild honey, but Yaina, Israel's not eating no bugs under no.
And you all full of scripture and stuff, girl. You better eat the locust.
I'd rather eat the locust than eat a rat.
I'm not eating no bugs. And then you got to eat them alive.
I know.
Are you supposed to kill them first and then eat them, or you chew them up while they? I ain't gonna be able to do it.
These dipped in chocolate, the ones I was gonna buy you.
But like I said, if you was out there in the wilderness and you didn't have nothing to eat, and you saw a rat, we want to eat the rat or the locust.
The locust.
Yeah, because remember we got a government, so I have to eat the locust there to survive.
Yeah, but guess what? You'd have to eat so many of them just to be full. I couldn't do it. I would have.
They full of protein.
Drink water.
Y'all better save them locusts for the plague. Let them.
You know what? I'm gonna save. If we got some locusts around here, I'm gonna save them for the State of the Nation address. And everybody who talking stuff on this line, we're gonna put a glass of water and a couple locusts. And I want to see you eat them. I do.
I will go up in a leaf and eat them.
You're making me laugh.
I want to see you eat them because I know I won't be able to do that. That would really be difficult for me. Why?
I know where to buy bags of them.
Now, can you eat the beetle? Now, you can eat him too.
I ain't eating that. I can't eat that now.
Do you ever step on one and see all of the good
Oh, come on. Let's move on. But the Most High said you can eat these. These is what you can eat. And
what's on the inside of them?
Him too.
When you think about it all, it makes sense. Like the shark and different things that are the animals that are bullies, we cannot eat it because they attack on the weaker animals, and those weaker animals are often diseased. So it makes sort of sense why we cannot eat certain things.
Yes.
Because the grasshopper pig, it just eats anything.
I couldn't do it. I mean, y'all would have to really help me because I just couldn't do that. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. All other bugs. He says, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. What? And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean unto even. So if you even touch a bug that's unclean, you're unclean until even. And whosoever beareth off of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto even.
It's some little brown bugs in my mailbox. I wonder if they unclean. Because the other day I stuck my hand in there, I could feel them dead in the bottom of the mailbox, but they come from the light. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what they are.
I don't either.
They little beetle-type looking bugs, but they real tiny, and they gather around the light when I turn the porch light on. But
I have no idea. Okay, unclean to touch.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So when they're saying bear the carcasses, is that talking about if one of them dies, like touching it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I asked about my mailbox, because when I stuck my hand in there.
You are clean until even.
It ain't happened today. That was like last week.
Okay, well. All right, here we go. Leviticus 11, verse 26. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that touches them shall be unclean. So you can't even touch them. When you go to the grocery store, you can't pick up the pork. You can't even touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
So when your dog dies, you can't touch it.
No, you can't touch it. You can't. You got to call somebody to come get him. You can't touch him. Or you just be unclean until even.
Excuse me, that was chapter 11, verse
26.
Okay, thank you.
All right, watch. Here we go. It says the carcass, okay, it's unclean. Let me move on to the next one. This is all in here. Hold on. It says, and whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all fours, those are unclean unto you. And whosoever touches their carcass shall be unclean unto even. Watch what he says. And he that beareth the carcass of them, shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto even. They are unclean unto you.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean when, if I'm unclean, what does that mean? What's prohibited from doing?
Everything. You have to separate yourself from everyone and wash your clothes unto the even. You can't be around. You can't make anybody else unclean. I would go in my house and separate myself from everyone and
hang out in the laundry room.
Right.
Hang out in the laundry room.
Take a shower.
Is that clean yourself, clean your clothes until the sun goes down. No?
Okay, stay safe.
I have my mouth open. I'm just trying to envision how that would work.
What do you mean?
Because I kill bugs. I've picked up and touched so many things. It's not even, and I'm thinking if I have to be around people, that means I have to stop what I'm doing and then just be isolated.
Yeah, don't pick up no more bugs. Don't kill no more bugs.
You can use a broom and a dustpan, or you don't have to touch it.
You just can't touch it.
I don't know nobody to pick them up with their hands.
Me neither.
Jamie, don't touch the bugs. Don't touch them. Whatever you do, just don't touch them.
Sure.
Now, if one of them fly on you and he happens to die, or whatever, then that's a different situation. You are unclean. Now, you making everybody else unclean until even. But I'm just saying.
If they're dead, that they're unclean? If you touch them?
Say again?
Yeah.
Are you only unclean if they're dead?
No, you're not supposed to touch them if they're alive. Unclean is unclean. You're not supposed to touch them if they're alive. Period. Okay, watch. Here we go. He said, these also shall be unclean to you among the creeping things that creepeth on the earth, the weasel, the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind. There's the weasel. I wouldn't want to eat him anyway.
Big pet. They sell weasels in the pet store.
I know. Why?
They said what? Weasels is what now?
In the pet store. The mouse,
I know somebody that got one.
You can't have nothing in the mouse family. The gerbils, and some of our family members got their kids gerbils for a pet, and he run around. You ain't supposed to be around them things.
Nope.
And that includes the dog, right?
Well,
that's a big one. That's a big one.
That is a big one. That's a big one. That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question.
Somebody about that.
The pig was the category with the horses and the dogs and the cat as being unclean, so that had me baffled.
Yeah.
Well, that was not to eat them, though. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's to eat. That's not to have them as
right.
pets.
It doesn't mean that you couldn't touch it, right?
That's a good question. Hold on.
I don't touch them anyway.
I don't like tortoise pig. That looks horrible to me.
Well, I mean, as far as the dogs go, I mean, a lot of us have dogs and cats as pets.
Right.
We're not eating them, but we're definitely patting them or.
That's a good question. That's a real good question. I mean, you never think about that, but that is a really good question. I'm gonna have to ask the Most High on that because I don't know because I love dogs. I do. I love dogs.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Now, why you asking something? Because they unclean?
Yes, ma'am. We trying to figure that out, Malcolm.
I mean, I'm asking. I'm not saying. I'm just asking.
We don't know yet. We trying to figure that out. We don't know.
We didn't have them back in the day. That's something we simulated into. Casting off the Gentile.
I don't know about that one, Brother Leonard, because
I don't think so either.
In the book of Tobit, his son Tobias, when he went to go get that money for his dad, his dog went with him and the angel.
Sure did. We just read that. Sure did.
That's scripture.
That's the Edomite story.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, everybody. Okay, one time, just one person. That's the Edomite story.
That's true. We gotta be careful about those things. That's something we gotta think about, because
we gotta ask God. We're gonna have to pray and ask God about the dog thing, because I never thought about that. And I love dogs. I really do. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of that stuff we picked up from being here.
That's right. That's a part of the turkey.
When y'all said that, I thought about that. When the thing told me, I thought about that like dogs, and where it come from of being man's best friend. It possibly goes back to Europe with the werewolves.
Oh,
in the book of Tobit, they were in northern captivity. The northern kingdom was in captivity to the Assyrians at that time. They were living in Nineveh, so they had pets.
And a lot of people ask questions like, when we leave, will we be able to bring our pets with us? And I would say no. I don't know.
But then, to me, if it don't specifically say that, you can't. You know what I'm saying?
If
you can't
eat
touch
it,
a dog or a cat.
If it's unclean to you where you can't eat it and you can't touch it, then how can you have it?
It didn't say it said we couldn't touch dogs and cats.
It says anything that is unclean unto you, you shall not touch.
But then we talk about the clothes that was unclean that they still wore. How's that any different?
What clothes
you got
was unclean that they wore?
We talked about the badger and how it was unclean, but they still wore it. So what's the difference?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask.
You can't touch a dog?
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying I don't have pets, but I'm just wondering because.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think that's one of them things.
That's the case. We can have pigs and all the other stuff as pets too.
A lot of people that have them around. I know a girl that has a pig as a pet, and I couldn't see that. I don't want no pig walking through my house and no pet, and he ain't clean.
Walking around my house.
Right. That was the reason was the Black Plague came. Those Europeans had all those animals in their house, and then when the Moors came. The Moors showed them, you can't live like this. You got to separate these things. Put some out here, do this and do that. They told them, but that's what brought the plague on.
Yeah,
they were dealing with animals. They were dealing with animals in the wrong way.
All right.
Yeah, I ain't never want none no way. That's like feeding a kid. You got to buy food and get it shots and all that.
Oh, thank you.
I just love dogs. I love dogs.
Here we go, the others, the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole. There's the ferret, and eat him.
Oh, that's cute.
Chameleon, he's in the lizard family. You cannot eat him. The lizard, you cannot eat him. The snail, you cannot eat him. And the mole, you cannot eat this animal here. Watch, he said, all that creepeth, these are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doeth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until even.
When they dead.
Watch. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doeth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack. So if they land on you, when say a dead locust fall out the tree and land on you, if it land on your clothes, on your skin, you're unclean.
Okay, but we can eat them, the locusts. So if they land
I just use that as an example. I'm talking about the unclean bug.
Okay, I got you.
Not the clean bug, the unclean bug.
Unclean.
So what do we do when it touches us if we're unclean?
Watch, he said, well, here you go. Whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it may be put into water, and it shall be unclean until even, so it shall be cleansed. So So you got to wash your clothes. You got to wash your body. You got to wash your things. Watch. And every earthen vessel whereunto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and it shall break it. You shall break it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. So what he's saying is that if the dirty water from the falls on the meat and it's clean, you can't eat it. It becomes unclean. Okay? And all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. So you can't use nothing that any of the unclean stuff falls on. You can't drink out of it. You can't do it anymore.
So you just got to break it or throw it away.
Break it and get rid of it. Okay. He said, and everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots. They shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and ye shall be and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, he said, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which touches their carcass shall be unclean. It says, and if any part of their carcass falls upon any sowing seed, which is to be sowed, it shall be clean. But if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean. So as long as the seeds are dry, they good. But if they get wet, it's over. That's how food. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that touches the carcass thereon shall be unclean unto the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all fours, or whatsoever hath more feet, among all creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. And dogs go up on all fours, and cats go up on all fours.
Oh man.
And they wait a minute. Why did you mention the dogs and cats again?
Hold on, let me finish this, and we're gonna go back to it. Ye shall not make yourself an abomination with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. For I am the Most High your Elohim. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye devour yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Most High that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your Elohim. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. Watch what he said. He said the law. This is a law of every creature. This, verse 46, this is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 46. This is the law of the beast, and of fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the water, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the clean, the unclean, and the clean, between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. And that is them. So let me go back. I want to go back to the one that says, all animals that walketh upon all fours, because I pulled a scripture up. Hold on.
That's 42, verse 42.
No, it's one earlier than that. It was one up here earlier. I got the 42. When you hold that one, I'm going to come back to that one. Because they asked if dogs were unclean. Hold on, let me keep going backwards. You know, that's not the mole, the snail, the lizard, the karen, the mouse, the weasels. Wash your clothes. Oh, here we go. Here it is. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all fours, those are unclean unto you.
Now, where's that at?
That's verse 27. That's Leviticus chapter 11,
27.
verse 27.
Okay, thank you.
My question is that in terms of eating?
Well, if he tells you that they're unclean, and whether you eat them or touch them, you can't even touch them.
Oh my goodness!
It's unclean. You can't eat it.
See, but it actually reads like you can't eat them, nor can you touch a carcass of one.
You can't interact with them.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to understand my love for my pets, but it seems like if they die, you can't touch them. However, and of course you can't eat them. But as far as the four-legged animal, because dogs have helped round up sheep and various things.
That's true. That is very
for
true.
a long time.
I mean, that's one of those things that we have to really go before the Most High and say, are we allowed to have animals? Are we really allowed to have pets? Can we have dogs?
I thought shepherds were the ones that rounded up the sheep. The dog stuff we got from, once again, the Gentiles.
That's right over there by Shakita there. She said it would have been nice for her to go. She was at his school. She said, I'm right here by their school. So I said, well, I don't know where he went to.
Hello? Can you put your phone on mute?
It's right off of Watson.
Hold on, let me see who that is, Ma. I'm sorry, you guys. I hate to have to go through this all the time. I apologize. I don't know who that is that's talking. Do you all know who that was?
I think they just hung up, though.
Okay.
It's a great cat.
Didn't Jezebel get eaten by dogs? And didn't Yeshua tell the lady, the Canaanite lady, came for the Hebrews, not the dogs? I'm not giving you the food for the Hebrews. So dogs were around.
I mean, the dogs was around, because, the dogs were definitely around.
Because of the Gentiles.
Wild dogs.
So I don't know whether they was wild dogs or not. I don't know. Yashar asked, she said, so the skillets that we use to cook bacon in, if they have to be replaced, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to replace those.
It's a great cat to sleep on my porch. I'm going to go get a BB gun and get his butt.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No, just shoot a little precious animal away.
We are recording.
Because it's a bunch of them.
We are recording.
Ain't no BB gun. It's just sting them.
Oh,
it ain't gonna kill
my God.
I was just saying.
I have something else.
I'm not getting all out of what's being said. I am really going to have to think about it and read. So I understand.
Like I said, it's a great area. Nobody really knows one way or the other. We're trying our best to get the point, when it comes to the animals, because I love dogs too. I really do. I'm going to have to go before the Most High and see what he says about that, because, I don't know.
Do they carry spirits?
I think that
that's what I was getting ready to say. You saw the movie Fall?
Oh, boy.
Say again, Sister Sanaya.
People do too.
It seems to me that they mean that they're not to be touched after they die or be...
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay. Well, if you guys feel like that, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with it one way or the other. As long as you don't eat them, or whatever, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have to go before the Most High and ask that question because I really don't know the answer to that one. And
do they carry spirits, China?
These are the kind of good questions that come up that we need to really go before. I'm sorry, what you say?
Do they carry spirits?
Grown people carry spirits.
Can it be in the animals, though? Like, evil
it can
spirits?
be in the animals like it can be in the people.
That's spirits, but, you mean demons?
Yeah.
I guess if you have a spirit,
That's why Saul told Samuel told Saul to kill the animals, kill everything. Because they go into animals also.
And DNA was in the land.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I said, these are the hard things, that we have to discuss because, we don't know whether we had those animals in the land and whether we had those animals, because the Bible doesn't say anything about a dog. It doesn't say anything about a cat. Some people have snakes as pets. So I know my niece used to have a baby alligator. We used to fall out about that all the time. I was like, girl, get that thing out of your house. That is not a pet. That thing will grow big real quick and chew up you and your children. Get that mess out of there. She finally, I think she flushed it down the toilet. I'm like, that wasn't what you were supposed to do. Now he in the sewer system getting big. Ain't no telling what, I mean, you know what I'm saying? People have all kind of animals as pets, gerbils. Rabbits, all kind of stuff, but if they're unclean, they're unclean.
I mean, we got to ask ourselves, too, why and when did we fall in love with these things? How did they come about? Where are we at, and who are we imitating? Who persuaded us that these things are good for us?
It came from the Gentile. Came from the
That's why they say dog is man's best friend. Not y'all. Dog is.
Mine.
Exactly.
He also said the Gentiles.
Dog is their best friend.
Right.
That's right. Not mine.
Shoot, my question is, how did Noah do it with all these unclean animals in there with him?
That's true.
Well,
that
he was obedient.
He was doing a lot of washing, I know that.
You know, but I think that the Most High shut them up while they were on there's a lot of things that didn't take place when they were on the ark. It was a lot of things
after the ark.
Yeah, I know, but he said, how did Noah do it with all the animals being closed in with all of them? You know?
Yeah, he said him, but he didn't touch him.
And then my thing is this, for all of you all who have pets, are you going to be able to separate yourself from it when it comes time to leave?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Well, I don't have one, so I won't get one.
Because I love dogs. I was raised around dogs. I love dogs. I do. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Do you have one now?
I can't because I'm in an apartment, and I don't have time right now to deal with one.
What?
So now that there's a question, my daughter has one, and I love him to death when I see him. Oh, my goodness. He's a little video dog, but I love him to death. I just don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. But can I say something right quick?
Yes, ma'am.
When they're talking about the dog, and I'm looking at scriptures and looking at things here. Now, when they say about the dog, I don't think it's talking about it's not clean to have a dog. What they're saying, the carcass. The carcass is a dead part. That's after the dog has died or the animal has died and decayed. We can't touch them once the dog has or the animal has died and has been decayed. The animal, after has the removal of his offal, that is when it becomes unclean to us. We are not to touch any dead body.
Now that I understand that.
And
but
Sister
Yaina, what about? And you may have already covered this before I joined the line, but can you have beef stroganoff anymore?
Beef stroganoff. What is it made out of?
It's made out of beef, and you put milk and other spices and marinate it, and you pour it over noodles.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you something here. I want to pull up something to show you real quick.
Because remember, you can't cook an animal in its mother's milk, so that's why. Okay.
Right, but that's not. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me see. It says, I am not sure. Hold on, let me get here. I got to find it.
Use almond milk.
Right.
Well,
there you go.
That cow that you cooking the beef stroganoff with is not the milk from that cow.
Right. That's what I was going to say. That ain't his mama. That's probably another cow mama. That the milk
does that apply, or does it just say you can't cook?
It says in his mother's milk, not anybody's milk. His mother's milk, because there's so many.
It has to be that particular cow.
Okay. Right. There's so many different milks you can have out there. Let me see. It says, this is an article that I found. It says, why do I not see Orthodox Jews with dogs or any pets? And guess what they do? They refer back to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 26. And they say no. When I go here, it says dogs in Islam, animals in Islam. Traditionally, dogs have been seen as impure, and the Islamic legal tradition has developed several injunctions that warn Muslims against most contact with dogs. Unfortunately, many Muslims have used this view to justify the abuse or neglect of dogs. So they don't do it either. Unclean pets in the home. Let's see what we got. 60% of human infections, diseases are caused either by wild or domestic animals. They talk about the bacteria and the different things. We know that you all get your dogs, you get shots and things like that. But it doesn't say anything positive about it. I'll say that much. But like I said, that's one of those things that you have to go before the Most High, and you have to pray about and find out about. Because we don't have a whole lot of information as it pertains to animals that are in the Bible. We don't have a lot of information about, animals being pets to us. It just doesn't say that. So, if they're unclean, then that's something that you have to deal with when it comes to the Most High.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I shine a light on something?
Yes, sir.
If you're concerned about the dog, then what is the purpose of why we can't marry the Gentile? Why we can't intermarry the Gentile?
Right. That's true.
If they are unclean. So the Gentile unclean, how much more so is the dog?
And it's very hard because some people have had their pets forever. I had a dog once that I loved dearly. I had to get rid of him because of his interbreeding, because of the business that I was in, taking care of elderly people. They said it was his mix was too radical to have around them, even though he was a big dog, but he was lovable. I had to do that. But like I said, these are the tough questions that you have to go honestly. Take your feelings out of it and go before the Most High and ask the Most High whether or not it's right or wrong.